Naruto 682 comments. We'll start off with Lumpyrox. Someone summoned the Jitsu up best. The Jitsu represents Naruto's loneliness deep down. The male version that he did this chapter was probably done when Naruto had no friends. How when he sits alone in his apartment and he wanted company, so he hinged his clones into people he knows. It was a good piece of classic Naruto comedy, and I liked the chapter. I only saw it coming when I accidentally read the first line of For Neverworld's video, where you're laughing at that special technique, or something like that, before I read the new chapter. Other than that, I was totally not expecting. Yeah, he got us. Kishi got us this week. And the reason I'm reading your comment is really because you of the theory that you put, which I actually put into onto the Hangouts. And anybody, if you want the Hangouts, I'm really veering away from uploading them on this channel. There's another channel which I just do Hangouts on, and I put the link down below. If you want to view or participate in the Hangouts, you have to go over there. So all right, going to the next comment. And XXAverageLegend, and there's a point that he makes in here I really want to get to. Insert Will Smith, I ain't even mad picture. That was my thought during this chapter. The chapter was funny, but I think Obito will become very important with his dimension traveling. I like that point. And then here's the big one. I don't want to hear Black Zetsu as smart as he is. I want to hear Kaguya herself. Kaguya's power is not just traveling dimensions, but changing landscapes. Okay, the whole thing, Black Zetsu being the strategist, being this, that was something we got into in the Hangout. And Kaguya just seems distracted, not all there. It might be because she's fighting Madara, right, internally. That might be it. She's still recovering. But Black Zetsu has been around a long time and seems has quite the personality. So that's, and he's definitely the one that seems to be, doing what's going on. So that was really what I got out of this comment. It was short, but I got right to the point. And let's go ahead and go to connollybob9. And God said, "Let there be men," and it was so. And she saw that it was good. Wow, I did not think that would happen. In truth, when Naruto began to use Kage Bushin, I was thinking, it's too bad that Kaguya's a woman, because he could do no sexy jutsu with all his clones unless she turns out to be a lesbian, then it's good to go. But I only thought that was a joke, and I never thought that he would actually do it, or it would have worked. But Kaguya, it seems, is not just a god, but a woman with needs. It makes me wonder even more about the lucky guy who gave her 2 sons. At first, I thought Kishi doing this was a remarkable, stupid troll, and I still do, but in the end, it made me laugh quite a bit. I felt a lot like the old school Naruto back in Chapter 1, exactly like it was. I mean, this whole thing sent me back to Chapter 1. I had to go, okay, that's the way it is. Continuing on. As for Naruto's orientation, it goes back to that meeting with Orochimaru. All he had to do was tease Naruto about Sasuke just a little bit for Naruto to go into Four Tails Beast mode, devastate the area, and injure Sakura. You can't tell me that he doesn't have it bad for Sasuke. That's why Sasuke was sweating bullets, dude. Knows what's up. Okay, moving on. Indeed, Sakura's worth has come down to a bloody nose. Again, Kishi, the best thing you can do is kill her off, because this chapter will go down as one of the most legendary chapters ever written in manga. Fans will praise the chapter for ages and ages. Kill the pink-haired tart. In fact, let it be from blood loss from Naruto's jutsu, and it would be such a fitting legend. I spoke earlier of Kishimoto trolling, and on that subject, I can't believe he had Naruto say, "That's why you keep coming back, isn't it, Obito?" He actually acknowledged the cockroach no jutsu. Why does Kishi continue to put this guy in situations where he absolutely should die, only to bounce back on some BS? He wants Hiden. He puts Hiden to shame. That's right. Hiden is not the most unkillable guy in the Akatsuki, by the way. Who didn't know that? Well, that is a fact. That is a fact now, isn't it? By the way, who didn't know that Naruto, aka Kid Jesus, was going to heal him? Right. The boy with the magic touch. I want some of that Jesus chakra. I bet Naruto even restored the blindness in his eye. Right? He's probably up to full and everything. So he can use his powerful force again. Obito will help Naruto at Sasuke counter. Well, it's probably going to be Naruto and Kakashi strategies. But anyway, counter Kaguya's dimension ability. But his Kamui pales in comparison to what she can do. Now, I really like the idea of Obito sacrificing himself to the Death God. Hopefully he does in some way. It used to be a 100% certainty that he would. But now it looks so much like he's getting his second chance at life. He's the last character to deserve it, and it's a terrible message. This guy started a war that killed over half the ninja world. He killed Naruto's parents, and for all that, he's the one who gets to start over. I'll say it as many times as I have to. If Hitler, after World War II, had said to the world, oops, I make boo-boos, I very sorry, would we have said, oh well, so long as you're sorry, let bygones be bygones? Somehow I don't think so. I don't care if this is a shonen. Obito's death troll percentage-wise is worse than Hitler's. This should not in any conceivable way be a future for him. Apart from that, it's Sexy no Jutsu. I thought this was a really good chapter. The dimension warping was really cool. Hold on, a crazy theory flashed before my head just as I typed this. Let's say that for argument's sake that you're right, Rampage, and Black Zetsu was a person before Kaguya transformed him. What is he, the dad? Question mark, right? Of Harama and Hagoromo? I know he calls her mother, but she was worshipped by all the mother goddesses, so the mortal she chose to mate with probably would have called her by both mother and wife. Black Zetsu has a very high IQ. When Kaguya searched for a human male, she might have chosen the one that she considered to possess the highest intellect, so that he could pass those traits down to her godly children. If she had a eugenicist mindset, then at some point after his duty was done, she absorbed him into herself and made him a part of the God tree, leading to his final brainwashing and identity as Black Zetsu. It precisely because of this sacrifice duty to her that he made him the Zetsu above all Zetsus and accepted his reward gladly. And let me flip this around a minute. What I really like about your theory is it's someone that Kaguya would trust. Okay, that's the part, it's the other end of it that I really like. So she knew this guy was totally brainwashed into her, the husband, if this is correct. So she felt very comfortable giving him powers and entrusting that he would bring her back. Okay, so yeah, I really like that. But when her sons turned against her and sealed her away, she released him at the last moment with instructions to bring her back. When he spoke of his two sons, he didn't acknowledge that they're his because they betrayed the Great Mother, and so did their own children. Because of that, he spent the next many centuries manipulating his descendants, the Uchiha clan, with malice and glee. Besides, doesn't his relationship with Mother seem a tad incestuous? He literally wants to be inside her. To clarify, I don't think that he, in his brainwashed Zensu state, could truly think of her as his mate anymore. She really is the Great Mother over everything else, but still, he did the deeds with her, and part of that intimacy remains in his personality. It's a crazy theory, but hey, it's Kishimoto, and the more I think about it, the more plausible it seems to me. Well, if it happens, I totally called it. Imagine right when we think that the Black Zetsu can't surprise us again, we find out he's the sage's dad. Well, that would be pretty intense, and that would be another big surprise. I guess not for us now, but for a lot of people. And if he can do it to where he writes it well enough to make it plausible, then that would be pretty awesome. All right, I appreciate everyone's input. This was a surprising. We need it. What really shocks me is I know some people still have a negative feeling toward the chapter, but I think the consensus with most people, even if they didn't like that the chapter in itself was good or okay. But I think most people, the consensus is that the humor was needed. Okay, we needed to bring some of the comedy back. Okay, and it definitely came back. Like I said, I hated it when I first saw it, and I've got over it, and I've said, okay, it was funny, and it was what it was, and it worked. All right, well, until next time, take care.